Checo Perez gets a massive contract extension with Red Bull. But what does this mean for the rest of the Red Bull Junior Academy? Let's get right into it. What's up, everyone? I'm Mark, your host, with my co-host, Tyson De Silva, and we're here with F1 Digest, and we're just going to be covering some contract stuff today coming out of the Red Bull camp. Tyson, take it away.
Yeah, so one Checo Perez has gotten a 2-year extension with the Red Bull team, much deservedly so after a great win at the Monaco Grand Prix. Obviously, Checo has been with Red Bull now. This is his second year. He's been signing 1-year deals for a little while now. He was very influential in the last race in Abu Dhabi in 2021. And in this 2022 season, he's just been leaving his mark. As he's now third in the championship and has been a consistent qualifier and race leader.
Yeah, so Red Bull has found a driver now that they can rely on, whereas the last two of their call-ups after Daniel Ricciardo left the team haven't really been working out for them. It's nice to see some continuity and some consistency coming out of the second car in the Red Bull camp, and having a driver that can potentially lead Red Bull to winning a constructor's title, and even mounting a challenge himself for the title.
Definitely, and I think that when you look at it from a larger perspective, why wouldn't you sign Checo to a longer deal? He has a great relationship with Max Verstappen. The team seems to really love him. He has the talent to keep up with Max now, and these new cars I think have really suited the way that he drives. I think last year he was a little bit up and down, and that was what people were concerned with. But you look at what he's done so far this year with his maiden pole in Saudi Arabia and his Monaco Grand Prix just a few days ago. Everything's been going up for Checo, so it does make sense for them to sign it. But I think one of the remaining questions now is, what does this mean for some of the other Red Bull drivers in the AlphaTauri and also in F2, such as Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and even those guys in F2?
Yeah, there's going to be some huge questions looming over whether Pierre is going to get a second shot at the top Red Bull team, and it's increasingly looking less and less possible that he's even going to get a chance to drive with them again. And the same goes with Alex Albon. Those two drivers had their chance to race in the Red Bull seat. They didn't perform and meet expectations the way that the team wanted them to. And now we're seeing this driver in Sergio Perez, beating all expectations, and, even being disappointed with the team for, maybe not looking favorably to him at the Spanish Grand Prix, but then turning it right around to win. That's something that the two drivers before him weren't able to do. I really think that, those other drivers in the Red Bull camp, should really start looking elsewhere for drives. I mean, Pierre Gasly, great driver, but, his career is really being stunted if he stays with Red Bull, because he's not going to get a top drive if he stays in a team like that. He can find a top drive somewhere else, in a team like Alfa Romeo or Alpine. My pick would be Alpine, but those other drivers, where are they going to go?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think that the biggest difference is that uh, Pierre hasn't really had that great of a year. He's 14th right now in the standings for Formula One. And, Yuki Tsunoda right now is outperforming him, and he's only in 12th. So you compare the season that both Yuki and Pierre have had compared to what Sergio has done, albeit in a better car, right? It's not even close. Sergio's been up there most of the time. Pierre and Yuki haven't been as lucky. Um, and I think also if you're Pierre Gasly, you also got to look at yourself and say, okay, I'm 26 now. He's going to be 27 at the end of next season when his contract expires. I don't think he can wait for like another year and wait till he's 28 to eventually maybe even be the Red Bull driver, because there are other drivers out there who want that spot. So if I'm Pierre Gasly, I'm looking for somewhere else to go, not because Red Bull is a terrible team by any means. They clearly are not, as they lead the champion as they're leading in both of the championships. But I think that um where's the opportunity going to be best for him to be competitive? And I think that I agree with you when you're saying that Alpine is a viable option with the aging Fernando Alonso. Uh, Even though, well, the revitalized but still aging Fernando Alonso, don't change Fernando. But yeah, no, I think that where Fernando is in his career, maybe he has another year left in him, and then it does give Pierre a chance to race for a French team with a fellow Frenchman in Esteban Ocon.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, I just have one question for you. How do you think this makes someone like uh, Valtteri Bottas feel? Because when Valtteri was with Mercedes, he was only given 1 year extensions. Now, seeing a driver like Sergio Perez, a certifiably number two driver in any standards of Formula One, having a driver, world championship winning driver in Max Verstappen, how do you think Valtteri Bottas, in the mind space that he's in, how do you think this makes him feel? Do you think that he has even more adverse feelings towards Red Bull for not giving him a longer contract
You
extension?
mean Mercedes?
Mercedes, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, I was so confused for a second.
Yeah, do you think that now he has adverse feelings towards Mercedes, more adverse feelings towards Mercedes for only giving him, those 1 year contract extensions, whereas, Checo was able to get a 2 year with Red Bull, which hasn't, won a constructors championship in the last 7 years?
Yeah, no, I think that you look at Valtteri's situation compared to Sergio's. I think that, Toto Wolff, I think, always had George Russell in mind when it came to Valtteri's contract, and he was waiting until George was ready to be that Mercedes driver for the future, alongside Lewis, and almost like a transfer of the power, right? I think that you look at that situation compared to the situation at Red Bull. I don't think Red Bull sees a lot of viable candidates for the number two position beside, again, a championship guy now in Max Verstappen. I don't think that they see a viable option aside from Checo. Whereas with Toto Wolff and Mercedes, they always saw George Russell as that future driver that they wanted to race alongside Lewis, which is why they only gave Valtteri one year deals.
Yeah,
So if I'm
absolutely.
Valtteri, I'm pissed, but I'm not super mad.
Well, I mean, he's outperforming all expectations now at Alfa Romeo. So, I
For
mean,
sure.
he can't be too dissatisfied with that.
For sure. No, and I think that if it comes down to it, I think that um, you know, he's in a better position now than he was with Mercedes, because there's no way he would have won a championship with Mercedes. He might not even win a championship with Alfa Romeo. The chances of it are pretty slim, but at least he's not, at least he's not going to hear on the radio, "You got to make way for Lewis" ever again.
Yeah. And that could be the situation that Pierre Gasly puts himself into. He could just say no and outright leave the Red Bull Academy and move on to another team. We can see now how well someone like Alex Albon is doing in Williams, having a more of a leadership role. And it's just those opportunities where you could find a team where you can thrive, like Valtteri has now, in drivers who might not get a second chance, or even third chance at driving for the top team at Red Bull. So, these drivers might have to start looking for these other uh, driving academies.
Definitely. And I think that it'll be interesting to see where Pierre sees himself next year. Obviously him and Esteban are the same age, so it does give a lot of opportunities there if he does choose to maybe try and get a contract with the Alpine team. But until then, Sergio Perez is a Red Bull driver for the future, and we're looking forward to 2 more years of Checo Perez. Checo is a legend.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so uh, you guys are the best for making it this far. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and give us a follow on YouTube and TikTok. And we will see you guys in the next one.